Vanderbilt football doesn't typically produce a ton of star talent, but in recent years, guys like Zach Cunningham, Jordan Matthews, and Keyshawn Vaughn have come through the program and have become big names and have done some damage in the NFL. A lot of people may think of Zach Stacy or Keyshawn Vaughn as the best running backs to come through the Vanderbilt program in recent memory, but a lot of people forget about a guy who holds almost every rushing record in Vanderbilt history, and his name was Ralph Webb. Today we're going to continue our series looking back at what happened to former college football star players, and we are going to talk about the rise and fall of Ralph Webb and his entire football story. But first, if you love college football and videos like this, please be sure to subscribe to the channel, as you definitely won't regret it. Be sure to hit that like button and suggest a future video topic to help the video grow, and turn on post notifications so you never miss another upload of mine, as I will be on a tear these next few months. Now let's get started and talk about what happened to Ralph Webb. Ralph Webb was born in Florida Gator territory, as he was raised in Gainesville, Florida, and loved football from a young age. He eventually became a star player, and fueled by his desire to prove the doubters wrong, he became a high school star. He became an all-state level player and definitely had the numbers to be a big-time running back, but the things he couldn't control would hold him back, like his height. He had offers from Florida Atlantic, Minnesota, Boston College, and Vanderbilt, and decided to pick his only SEC offer with the Commodores and chose to be a player for them. So why didn't Florida ever offer him? Well, Webb didn't fit the certain size and speed criteria for a running back that was set by Florida coach Will Muschamp, and they definitely missed out on a gem. According to 24/7 Sports, Webb was a 3-star recruit, the number 80 running back, and the 1,281st best player in the class of 2013. Vanderbilt football isn't exactly the powerhouse school of the SEC, and they do not produce a ton of star players, but if you look at his past, it was kind of the perfect fit for him. After redshirting, he came in and started, and had a great game in their win over UMass, went for 166 yards against Old Dominion, and also had a touchdown in their loss to Tennessee, and the Volunteers were a team he would haunt. He set Vanderbilt freshman rushing records, as he went for 907 yards and 4 touchdowns as a freshman, and showed a lot of promise for the future. Going into 2015, he was expected to be even better, as he put up at least 50 yards in every game, had 155 yards against Middle Tennessee, 118 yards and a touchdown against Florida, 100 yards against both Missouri and Houston, and 149 yards on the road against Tennessee. He'd become more of a national name after he had put up 1,152 yards and 5 touchdowns as a sophomore, but that touchdown number is what would end up holding him back. Led by Kyle Shermer at quarterback, the 2016 Commodores were supposed to be a lot better, and Webb would have a pretty big year. He had 211 yards and 2 touchdowns in the win over Middle Tennessee, 95 yards and 3 touchdowns in a win over Western Kentucky, 110 yards against Florida, 48 yards and a touchdown in an upset win over Georgia, 123 yards and 3 touchdowns in a win over Ole Miss, and finally 114 yards and 2 touchdowns in a win over number 17 Tennessee. They had now finally made a bowl game, and after 111 yards and a TD against NC State, he finished his junior year with 1,172 yards and 12 touchdowns and became a bigger name. After his junior season, he was potentially going to leave for the NFL draft, and he felt nothing but disrespect from the media, and the quiet and humble Webb told the media that he thought he was the best running back in the nation, and he was getting disrespected. When he was asked why he didn't get a lot of respect, he said this, quote, "Your guess is as good as mine. I've been underrated my whole life. So you use that as motivation to go out there and prove everyone wrong, and I go out and be the best I can be." He was definitely underrated, and he decided to come back for his senior year, but it may not have been the best thing for him, as he only went for over 100 yards 3 times in 2017, and he disappeared in some of their biggest games. He did, however, continue to haunt Tennessee, as he would finish his Vanderbilt football career with 163 yards and 2 touchdowns in another win over the Volunteers. He put up a career low in rush yards as a senior, but still had 10 rushing touchdowns, and he's going to be a fringe NFL draft prospect. Due to him playing at a school such as Vanderbilt, his size and speed, and the dip in numbers his senior year, many did not expect Webb to get drafted or really get much of a chance in the NFL. He would give it his best effort though, as he was signed by the New England Patriots as an undrafted free agent, and actually scored 2 touchdowns in a preseason game, but for some reason that wasn't enough to land him a roster spot, and from there he spent time with their practice squad. After that, he went over to the Buccaneers practice squad and did the same thing with the Pittsburgh Steelers practice squad, but actually never saw an official snap during an NFL game. He was drafted into the XFL, but he never played, and his football career seemingly is over at this point. Ralph Webb left Vanderbilt as the all-time leading rusher, had the best season rushing-wise in Vanderbilt history, and the most rushing touchdowns in school history, but the NFL was just never for him. And what happened to Ralph Webb is pretty simple. He was undersized, didn't have a ton of speed, and for NFL standards, he was just too short and didn't play for a big-time program, and to be honest, he just never got a chance to play. I mean, he put up 2 touchdowns in a preseason game, and he still didn't really get a chance to actually play on the main roster, so what else could the kid do? I'm someone who believes that every player should get a chance to get a few snaps in a game because there's so many late round guys and undrafted kids that actually have potential in the league, they just don't get a chance. I'm all for rewarding the most talented players and getting reps for the guys you think will make the team the best possible, but I think everyone should get a chance, and these practice squad guys have chips on their shoulders, are driven, and I think a lot of gems are missed out on, but that's just how the NFL works, and I think Ralph Webb is one of those guys that could have been a gem in the NFL if he was actually given a chance. You can measure someone's speed and size all you want, but you can't measure their heart and where they came from and how driven they are and how hard they work, and I think Ralph would have gotten a real chance, but just him playing at Vanderbilt and all those things stacked against him led to him never really getting a shot. Webb played at Vanderbilt when I first really got into college football, and as a Mizzou fan, we played the Commodores every year, and I always liked how hard he played, and he was a lot of fun to watch when he was there, but I do wish his NFL career would have gone a lot better. If you're a Vanderbilt fan, let me know what you think of Ralph Webb, and in general, let me know what you think of his career and another guy like this I should take a look at in my next video. Before you go, be sure to let me know who I should do next, like the video so it helps get in the algorithm, and check out my other video about the rise and fall of Derek Mason. Hope to see you guys again soon, but until next time, peace.